Hey everybody, I got a little bit of a opportunity here to do a product review. These are a set of cylinder heads that I'm going to clean up, check the transition from the valve job to the bowl, short turn, casting, flash, all that kind of junk. Just kind of pull them apart and make them smooth and flow as best as they can. Um, I don't know for sure what work is going to be needed because these are brand new castings. The customer bought them off of eBay. Um, from what I've seen so far, this is a very, very high quality aluminum casting. Comes with some really nice, large diameter. I think they're a 600 lift flat tappet springs. It's got the plus 100 stainless steel valves in it. I believe these are 195 cc, 74 cc exhaust, 202 160 stainless steel valves. Spin this thing around. You guys can get a look at those valves. But I was just looking at the continuity. You know, like you can look at how the valves sit on the seats inside the chambers and kind of see how they went about doing the valve job, and if they just had somebody with a machine pulling down an arm and just, you know, doing them as fast as you can. But it appears just visually that the valves are all sitting equal. Like all the exhaust valves have the same reveal, all the intake valves seem to have the same reveal. I mean, I'll be able to tell more once I go through my process, you know, checking the CC of the chamber or the runners. I'm going to check the, I'll just check the guides, make sure they're in decent shape, because that's one of the knocks on these overseas heads that people always talk about. The valve guides wear out really fast in them. So even though it looks like they have high quality bronze guide in them, they end up using some kind of inferior material that maybe looks bronze. I don't know, but it does wear out really fast. So, but these are really nice set of heads for $550 through eBay. You know, if you're building a budget racer or want a good casting to port or whatever, it's, you know, you can't build a set of old iron heads for under $550 to this level. So these are the Quantico 195 cc heads off of eBay. They're supposed to have 68 cc combustion chambers, 202 160 valves with a 1.8 installed spring height. Those springs are supposed to have 130 pounds on the seat and be good up to 600 lift on a flat tappet. I guess it'd be, you know, hydraulic or solid flat tappet. But I was really impressed at the workmanship I've seen so far. Just looking into the ports on the intake side, and I didn't have a flashlight with me when he first dropped them off. I was just feeling with my finger, my calibrated finger. I was kind of running through some of the intake ports, and I thought, man, these are really smooth for just an unfinished, unworked port. So hopefully this will end up being a simple job, you know, pull the valves out. I might lap the valves. I probably will lap the valves before final reassembly, because that's another area where these I'm gonna call them production produced, mass produced heads, sometimes they don't have the best valve seal on the seat. Like, you know what I mean? They do their valve cut, they all, you know, everything should work, but there's always little variances that when you just throw heads together like that you can end up having issues with the valve seat. So I'll go ahead and do a lap job on them like I always do. Of course, I use a drill. I don't do it by hand because that's like, you know, Stone Age caveman crap. But I'll lap them in, make sure they get a good seal, clean everything up. I'll ask him if he wants to gasket match the intake side of it, because he did not mention that so far, and he didn't drop off any gaskets. So seems like a good set of heads so far. I apologize for the weird lighting. I wanted to do the video with my garage door open using natural light, but the people are building houses across the street, and between the air nailers and the compressors and generators, and you know, it's just, they make too much noise. I can't deal with it with the video. So anyway, I'm gonna have this little job to do, pulling these apart, checking everything. I will start out by CCing both the intake and the exhaust port, because I just want to verify where it's at before I touch it. You know what I mean? Because I've had issues in the past where the Pro Comp 190cc heads, as cast, as delivered, barely made 180cc on the intake runner. So you know what I mean? Pro Comp is exaggerating with their advertised numbers. So when people buy a Pro Comp, just for example, 190 head, and they're like, oh, these things don't make near the power of a AFR 195 or something like that. Well, yeah, because they're only actually selling you a 180cc runner head, and it's not going to flow as much, and it's not going to make as much power as an actual 195cc runner head. So hopefully these things will come out close to the advertised size. I mean, you never know for sure until you check it, but I will CC these things up, clean up the intakes and intake and exhaust runners, and do a lap job on them, and just hopefully get them back together. He's changing springs. I think I meant to mention this earlier and I got sidetracked. He doesn't want to run that strong of a valve spring, because he's just running I think it's the Comp Extreme Energy 262 cam. He's building it more for like a torque mid-range engine, but wanted to have the aluminum heads to hold down the chance of detonation, and the bigger runners, because he knows that he'll probably run it up in the RPM every once in a while. But it's just going in it's either a 79 or 82 Corvette. So he's building a 400 small block with that Extreme Energy cam and these heads. So probably be a fun driver. I'm sure it's going to have plenty of torque, because it'll smoke the tires without even thinking about it, I'm sure. But that's the Quantico 68cc chamber 195 advertised head. If you guys have any questions on them, let me know. This is just the introductory video to getting them torn down and getting them checked out, because I gotta get at least one screw-in stud, because the customer forgot to bring the screw-in studs with him, and my valve spring compressor has to have the screw-in studs to disassemble. So I'll either run over and grab a stud, because I moved recently, and if I have any extra studs, I have no idea where I put them. So anyway, that's the Quantico heads. That's going to be one of my next projects coming up, and hopefully you guys are interested in seeing how this goes and how it turns out. So if it ends up being a great head for $550, I wouldn't hesitate to buy a set. So far, looks really good. So as always, man, I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Try to stay tuned and get some momentum on my channel. Share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Help me get some more viewers, because it's moving along pretty slow, and I've noticed that my views are down. And what's weird is my view duration is up, but my overall views are down, which I'm sure is somehow associated with those ads and videos, or ads I put on the videos. So I need to go in and make sure that I'm not putting weird, super long ads on these videos. I'd rather have the ones that just play a short advertisement and then plays the video instead of ones where you gotta sit there and wait forever or skip it, because if it's a stupid long video about something nobody's interested in, no one's gonna watch it. They're just gonna skip it, and then nobody gets any credit. So anyway, enough rambling. It's a nice, beautiful weather Saturday morning, so you guys go outside and have a good time, and we'll see you soon.